Welcome to Please Find Attached. I'm Ide, and with me we've got.
Additional,
Today we are talking about. What are we talking about?
a very sensitive
Sensitive.
topic. Very sensitive topic.
What does losing your job really feel like?
Termination Tango, as you put it here. Losing a job and getting up again. So, let's start with the losing the job part. And, like I said, it's a sensitive topic. But I feel like a lot of Nigerians have faced it in one form or the other. And being a veteran job hopper,
Yes.
I know you have tasted it in one or two flavors. So, Mr. Ide, let's start with your experience in losing a job. You even wrote a book about it now.
I wrote it.
What was the title of the book?
Prepare to lose your job.
Exactly. So I don't know who better to address this issue than you. But seriously,
Funny enough, the book wasn't necessarily about, people always take it literally.
that's why the book didn't sell. Now everybody was afraid.
They were afraid. So it wasn't literal, you losing your job. It was about preparing yourself for the next phase in your life.
Yeah.
Because to be honest, even think about it as an entrepreneur or anything, if you are starting out a business, an e-commerce business, and you are doing deliveries,
Yeah.
at some point, as you graduate or evolve in your business, you stop doing the deliveries. You hire people or partner with people to do deliveries. So it was
That was
like
what it was about.
a metaphor
Okay.
for preparing for the next phase in your life. But to the topic, mine was interesting the way it happened to me. It's happened to me twice. A lot of people don't know that it has happened to me twice. The first one was quite interesting because I had just moved into I started out in telecoms, Airtel. I moved to IS, Internet Solutions, and I've been there a year and a few months. And that period on Fridays, once in a while, I just go visit my old colleagues at Airtel. So this particular Friday, I went to Airtel and they were sacking people that day. So I was just there saying, sorry, I was
Commiserating with them.
commiserating, I was like, it's God's will. Sorry. I was
God
just
knows best.
God knows best. And from the blue, I think it was around 3:34 p.m. One of my colleagues just called me that the MD is looking for me.
In your own office.
In my own office.
Was your company connected to Airtel at all?
No.
It was just coincidence.
It was coincidence.
Okay.
And it wasn't weird because I reported directly to the MD. So I went back to the office. I went to the MD's office. He was not there. They said he was upstairs in the conference room.
Mm-hmm.
When I got in there, I saw the MD,
HR.
and HR. In my mind, I was like, something is wrong. And I felt a chill in the room. Like the movies. And next thing, what I noticed was HR had a very stoic face. She was no emotion.
Yeah.
MD's eyes
It's not
were
easy for them. It's not easy for them.
MD's eyes were red. So it was obvious it was a tough decision for him. He started talking, Ide, we like you, you've been doing well. This is not because of your work. At some point, I stopped hearing what he was saying.
Off.
In movies or cartoons.
At what sentence or word did you use to know that, yes, this is it? They are sacking me.
When he said, it is not
it's not you, it's me.
Like they're breaking up with me. It was basically, it was like,
it's not you, it's me.
It was like, it's not as a result of your performance. So it was basically, it's not you, it's me. So once he said, I said, oh my God, this is really happening. And
you were sub 30 then?
I was very young now. I was very young.
Such trauma at a young
age.
I
was 30K. I was in my 20s, late 20s. So, how in cartoons, when someone's talking, you just be here on. I couldn't hear what he was saying, but he gave me a letter, I left. And
I went straight to mommy to cry.
No, my parents didn't even know about it for a while. I had just married, that year, I got married that year. So I got married in April. This happened in June.
Their timing is always perfect
It was
like that.
crazy. It was crazy. I basically went through the 5 stages of grief. It was crazy.
You've told me this thing
It
before.
was crazy.
You've told me this thing before when it happened to me.
It-
5 stages. I don't
Bro.
believe that thing. No.
Bro, 5 stages of grief. Denial. First of all, you in your mind, you're like, this happened to me. This happened to me.
I'm that guy that is sacked.
Dude, me. Star boy. Then the next phase is anger. You just be angry. How dare they? You just be angry, not just at them, at the world, at your spouse. You just notice you are angry. Then the next one is bargaining. You now start negotiating with yourself. Yeah, maybe it's, you just start bargaining with yourself. Then depression.
How many months were you out of job that you?
Bro,
was it one stage per month?
So depending on your situation,
Uh,
each of those stages can be very fast or it can be long,
Prolonged.
depending on your. So depression is the first stage. The fifth stage is acceptance. For me, that first time it was very short because within 3 months I got another job.
You're not the one we should be talking
Hey,
to.
remember there was
the
the second one that lasted long.
Yeah, but the first, you already had experience now.
No,
yeah.
the second one was harder because I had more responsibilities. I had kids then.
But if I remember correctly,
Yeah,
you were handsomely compensated on exit.
the second one.
Yes. So it covered
That
your
is not.
responsibility.
That is not what
You
we're
did
talking
loud,
about.
loud. You did loud, loud. Let's move to the questions. There's a very interesting question here that I think applies, especially when you are young in your career. That do you remember the first time someone you know got laid off, even if it wasn't you? How did you feel within that corporate environment?
So I have good examples. So I used to work with Airtel. Remember, Airtel started as V-Mobile, Vodacom, started as Econet.
I don't care what I don't.
V-Mobile
care
it
about
had
their
so
names.
many
Yeah.
iterations, so quite a number of one for the business schools. So I was there between V-Mobile, Celtel, Zain, then Airtel.
Yeah. Okay.
And between each iteration, they would do restructuring, right?
Okay.
And that part had to do with resizing the business, and that involved
Laying off.
So that was my first experience. I think it was, I can't remember which one it was, whether it was Celtel to Zain.
Well, you survived that one.
Oh, I survived all of them, but it was difficult
in the company.
Because it didn't just happen once. It happened in phases, different groups of people being laid off. And
by the way, can you get sued for just using their name like this anyhow? Then they sack.
No, it's history now. This for posterity.
Okay.
Posterity.
I'm just checking because me, I don't like.
It happened
wahala.
now. It happened now. We live through it.
I don't like wahala.
No, we live through it.
Okay.
It happened, and the environment was tense because people were afraid, and I think it was really bad because
it wasn't a one-off.
It was not one-off, and it happened. Okay, maybe another 2-3 months, another 2-3. So it was very tense. It was a tense period. People were not very productive as far as I was concerned. They were in survival mode. Yeah, it's not a good feeling because you don't know if you come to the office and you will leave without a job.
Okay, so let me even in my own is slightly different, contrast. So I worked in this fintech that is now a big deal. I won't mention their name. And how many were we then at that time? You could say we were still like foundation staff. We were like 80. In fact, the whole staff, we used to fit into a room like this for staff meetings.
Oh, so it's proper startup.
It wasn't a startup anymore by that time, but it was still because we were young. The demography was young, and anyway, I had been there for 3 years. I don't know if it was a policy or we were too familiar with each other. There had never been any layoff at all. Performance, so like they will manage you, they will put you somewhere else, or you have bad behavior. Everybody just know you have bad behavior. It was like that for 3 years until one day. Towards when I was even living on words just trickled out that they had sacked 4 people. Woo. Hey! So like everybody was confused. Like it wasn't like, oh, they are sacking people. It was, what did those people do that can if you know how corporate rumor now, everybody say, this guy did this, oh, this one, he did like this, they have been looking at him for 4 years or for 5 years, that they have just had it up to here. I think one was a driver, he stole or something. One driver, it was just for like 3 months. The company, everybody was confused. So for us, it was like a rude awakening that these people can actually sack. Like they can. Okay, before that, to be honest, I had one colleague that was extremely rude and that was walked out of the office.
They had it coming.
That was a different, because that one, in fact, let me tell you the story. So she was a Nepo baby.
Oh.
Not, in fact, not really a Nepo baby. She was a Nepo niece. Niece. Nepo niece. You know, I think her auntie was one of the customers. Nepo niece.
Okay.
So it's not like she grew with the Nepo, but she was a Nepo niece. They now brought her to my team. They now said I should train her. Me, I shall train. This girl did not receive training.
Oh.
Train.
So she was not performing.
Training. She was not performing. And then she was, this girl was rude. Oh my, in my life.
Who was she rude to?
Anybody that, like, if you just, so one day, this story is so funny on different levels. One day, we had this cafe beside the office. This girl would just go to the cafe for like an hour, come back. No, it's not break time.
Not during lunch.
Not during lunch. She can go like smack in the middle of work, like 9:30, 10:30.
So and that's back in the day, not now that you have remote work. Back in the day.
That's how one day. So she had a series of events until her cup got full. But 2 events filled the cup very well. So one day, our MD happened to be having like a business breakfast in that cafe. He had told some clients to come to the cafe. When he walked into the cafe,
he saw her lounging.
Baba, that's not even the problem. He saw her there. His meeting lasted about 2.5 hours.
And she was still there.
And she was still there. My MD then, he was a very cool guy. I don't think I ever saw him raise his voice. Maybe he didn't raise his voice to us, but very calm. He had mental note taking.
Wow.
He just left.
He
left her there.
The effrontery.
He left her there.
And she was just chilling.
She was just chilling, eating croissant and, sipping on coffee. So after my MD was going back to the office, he was texting my divisional head, say, waiting with that girl name. She did there the whole meeting where I did there. My guy just came. When she came back to the office, madam, you are Oga.
Was she a young? Was she a girl or madam?
She wasn't a child.
30s?
Let me put it this way. Her auntie was a big rich woman, Nepo, but she's like maybe the woman's cousin's daughter. That was just okay. That she now said, let her come and live with me in Lagos. Okay, these people that I give business, she will work there.
No, why I'm asking is, I'm curious. If she was young, so obviously she doesn't have sense.
She wasn't young.
So she's an older person.
We had younger people that, in fact, today, when I see some of them, their profiles, boys and girls that did IT with me, I'm so proud of them. She was not on that level of young.
So she was
probably my mate then. That's how she came back. My divisional head raked. Oh, by the way, she was reporting directly to a unit head. I'll mention her name because she's such a sweet girl.
Why are you mentioning her name?
Chioma. I just remember. What is Chioma? She almost took Chioma's soul.
Oh. Like
intentionally rude. I'm sure if I call Chioma now and I don't mention the girl's name, she will have PTSD. She will have PTSD. That's how one day. So this was now the main that they had to work out. We were trying to do one business with Zenith Bank. This was in 2009, 2010. Zenith Bank was the bank. I think it was POS delivery. They had finally, I'm giving hints.
Exactly.
But anyway, I know the company. But it was a big order. So that kind of order, bank EDs will be calling. group page will be calling, manage all the cadres in the bank. They were calling. My team was responsible for it, calling us. That's how one very popular ED in Zenith Bank called our office line.
And don't tell me the girl
she
picked up the phone. Yeah.
She didn't just pick up.
Ah.
About the level of rudeness.
Ah.
She said hello. The guy said, hey, we've not finished it. Why are you calling? Why are you shouting now? Even me, when I heard, I knew that yes, that was it. That was it. The guy called back, like I think he thought he was dreaming. She said, what is it? Para for the guy. When Chioma first heard, she started praying. She went to tell the divisional head. Do you know that within 10 minutes, MD and DMD, they had heard. The ED had called them directly. Now, who the hell? You know, an ED in a bank then, senior all our own organs. Say, who that? Even you, was telling my MD, even you can't talk to me like that. Baba, 15 minutes later, security just walked into our office. Hey, God. I'd never seen it in my life. I see it on American film. Security walked into the office, walked out so that to take everything. So the MD was now asking my Oga, is this how she has been behaving and you are covering it up? I think that's when they started realizing that we really don't sack people here for bad behavior.
You are doing what was
always find a way to cover. No, I can never forget that experience. So for that one now, it was when the whole office head, they were like,
Shadi
coming.
So just riding on them sacking her and my experience, and you know, you being a veteran as well, your experiences.
What's a veteran?
In being sacked.
I'm not a veteran. It has only happened to me maybe once or twice. So wait. 3 times because the company left Nigeria.
We're saying the same thing.
It's the same thing. Is different.
So we're not saying you being sacked for bad behavior.
But you ended up having to go.
They pulled the carpet from under you. Basically, they were leaving Nigeria, which is what happened.
One, they were leaving Nigeria. One, they were shutting down that entire department. It was crazy.
So, in your own opinion, you know, different people have different experiences. I've told you my experience. What do you think is the best way
to do it?
We're not HR people, but really as a human who's working.
So for me,
what's the best way?
All the ones that they've done, I would say they did it the right way. The ones that have happened to me. First example, the one they were leaving Nigeria, we had known for about, it had been going on for about 6 months. They are tired. We did one deal with government, 4 years, government hadn't paid millions. So they were writing it into the book. I think the auditor said they'll start writing it into our books as a loss or something. Nigeria just didn't make sense anymore. So we had been on that P for like 6 months. So we saw it coming. Everybody was ready. So the day they were calling us, so what we were wishing or praying for was, let them just be delaying a little. So that you started hearing this in January, you say, let them give us till June. Let them give us till, let's see how far we can go. So one day we just came into the office. They just called all of us. They called us to the boardroom one by one. I can't even remember who spoke. I think it was the country director. I can't remember it clearly, but it wasn't depressing at all because they had. I don't even think it was intentional sensitization or awareness. It just happened.
Everybody knew.
We knew. So it was pa. Then I think they paid us. Maybe the payoff was decent.
That day, was it Friday? Because these things always happen on Friday.
It wasn't on a Friday.
Really?
It wasn't on a Friday.
Almost all my experiences have been on Fridays.
Okay, I'm not sure, but so one other IT company then had been disturbing me. I was telling them to get out. Can't you see I'm working in a global organization? Why are you calling me? How can you expect me to leave this place and come? As I left that boardroom, I just carried my phone. But you have to do. I just say hello. Hey, how are you? That role you've been talking about, is it I've been doing some thinking, being an indigenous company. Let's have a chat. Maybe that I was desperate. So that one I didn't feel it. Maybe we left in May, June. By July, I
So you were all right. You were
so
all
I was
right.
all right, and then I still had payoff money.
So you were all right. So that was similar to my first
Let me
one
tell you
as
the
well.
second one. The second one.
Which one? The second one.
The second one. That one was it was so. The second one, I had a fantastic boss for my first year and a half in that organization. Fine. Like my boss and I, in the whole team, we were the closest. So we used to have check-ins for 1 hour. 40 minutes of that check-in, we are talking personal life stuff.
Yeah, just gisting.
Yeah, how are you? How's your this thing? I'll ask her how her dog is. Her dog just had surgery. When you go now, her dog should tell me everything that happened to her dog, what she drank over the weekend, blah blah blah. She'll ask about my son, everything. So we're close. Then she just left. They now brought a bull in a China shop that after the first 2 days of pretending to welcome her, we started fighting straight. So now, to be honest, or in fairness to her, they had been talking about shutting down our department since, but we didn't know about it.
So she came in.
We didn't know about it. So when she came in and she started fighting, in hindsight, sometimes I wonder, maybe she didn't know how to handle. They brought her in for that mission, but she didn't know how to handle it. So she felt the best thing was just to go fight people so that it would be easy to break up. Or maybe she was just a bad person. Anyway, we started fighting, email. She was fighting everybody, so not only me. One other director would send email, blah, 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 blah. So I told HR that we had issues. So when I saw an email from HR that, Sean, we would like to talk to you to discuss your role and your future in the organization, I just said, thank God. They want to move me from this woman because of the... Baba, I didn't see it coming from 10 miles away or a mile. I didn't even see it at all.
You were blindsided.
Baba, the shock. So I didn't even see it at all. I just felt they wanted to transfer me. I told some of my guys that, CEO, it's like they want to transfer me. They just got on the call. 5 minutes. She just said everything. She recited it like a poem. Ooh. That's not my line manager. HR was in the meeting. Senior HR person was in it. Just came.
No empathy.
No, zero. But me too. When I saw the direction, I have to lock up, say nothing. Then me, as a guy, survival is what next. So as they were talking and they started talking about the compensation, my mind calmed down small, say at least for the next 3 months, so I do okay. I just clarified that.
Talking about, because part of the topic is not just about losing the job, it's also about bouncing back. So I have the two-part question. One is you for personally, because I know you really experienced this.
What do you mean you've really experienced? We have equal experience.
It's not equal.
It's equal now.
How long? What was the longest you were without, a job that you were just there? That is one. 2, because as guys, I'm sure ladies, our job sometimes is a serious part of our identity.
Yeah.
How does, especially guys,
how does it impact
your self-worth and your
ego as a man? Okay, so let me start the first question, the duration one.
Yeah, I'm curious because I've lost track.
I can't remember the question.
What was the longest time you were
bounce back?
Yeah.
So one thing I do, and sometimes I regret it, but I always say, well, I did what I had to do. The minute I lose my job like this today, I go crazy. Like, go crazy, beggar, shameless, begging, calling anybody, like, at that point in time, I don't have pride. Some people, they believe that, apply for work, I call everybody in my network. You're always one of the first now. I define work. I will call anybody callable. Like, sometimes I'll be sitting in my house, 10 p.m. I'll just remember that, this is gone. I'll just send him WhatsApp message and I'll just add my CV. I feel like, and this is me getting spiritual, because there's something they say, one golfer said that the harder I work, the luckier I become.
Oh yes, serendipity.
I feel like even though none of those people usually comes through, but God sees it like, this guy
boy
is
is
not
working.
joking. One other one that I didn't know about, as you know, my last 3 jobs, I didn't know anybody. You just come from nowhere. But I would say that desperation or focus, or it helps me come back faster. Except for one recent one that has lingered, but based on my sector, I also had to be realistic. My whole sector was turned upside down. Thousands, if not millions of people lost their jobs, and we're all attacking a small job market. So I had anticipated that there will be a lag, not because I wasn't calling people, but eventually things have picked up. Also, I don't want to say it was remuneration or compensation. I got a decent package to go, but I still had to put in the work. But I think the longest so far, probably about 6 months. 6 months. What was the second question?
The impact on your
Ego,
self-worth
yeah.
and
So,
ego.
one of my aunties, like, there's this couple I know in church. They are Egbon, and her husband worked in, like, is it an IOC oil company that has money, and he worked there for maybe 8 months, but the money he earned
In 8 months.
in that 8 months, like she said, it was arm robber money. So even after he left the role for maybe 6-7 months, she said she used to say something that you are out of job, but you are not out of pocket. Yeah, for men, I think for men, all this self-worth, when you have money in your account, that every morning, like, so when I left that my last role and the compensation was good.
Yeah, all right.
Some mornings I'll just log into my Stanbic fixed deposits. I'll just greet the morning, say, okay, how are you? Oh, that's you'll be okay. It's when the money now starts to reduce that
Pressure,
you get cranky, you will be parrying unnecessary.
So the thing is, I think for both of us, we probably had, I don't want to call it good experiences, but in perspective, compared to a lot of people, we probably had, there was soft landing. Even though after a while, because
you're a nepo baby safe, like, I don't even know why we're talking about it. You're a nepo baby for all intents and purposes.
Let's move on from that.
Yeah, I knew you say that.
Let's move on from that, because
nepo
that's another topic.
Are always very, I don't want people to know.
So for me, that's all. Mine was long. It was a year. It was a year and a half. It was more than a year.
One of the ones that they sacked you. You were about to lure me. I was almost entering now.
We were negotiating your salary. We were negotiating. In fact, the day, let me tell you, the day I knew that something is happening. That conversation, we're supposed to have that call to finalize your package.
Was that after you guys had met me? Was it
after we had aligned that, okay, we were going to hire you. So that final call was to finalize, what are we even going to give this boy? And that's how my boss just turned it for me. That, dude, you need to get rid of, was it three of your staff? I was shocked, because here I am. Here I am trying to hire
to grow the business,
the VP of sales, and you're now telling me to cut teams. And why it was so bad for me was that each member of my team, I headhunted them, I stole them
by yourself,
pulled them,
like you wanted to do for me too. Now
you understand? I pulled them. So in my mind, I was like, hey. And that was close to Christmas. That was November. That was December. That I need to sack 3 people. So
before Christmas.
You understand? So obviously, immediately, my mind started moving. Obviously, I had to fight for proper severance for them. Yeah. In addition to that, I took it upon myself to find them jobs. So right from that time, I knew that days are numbered. Just save this boy. Days are numbered. Child of his mother. Days are numbered. So I of course I told you, and me, I started preparing.
Yeah.
It took another 3-4 months. but at least I knew it was coming.
Okay, so segueing into another part of this job loss thing, which is how do you, so you've had interviews after that. How have you been able to explain the job losses at an interview? Like, oh,
It's
this
so
is what
annoying.
happened.
It's so annoying.
But if, to be honest, I feel like if it wasn't bad behavior, theft, or performance, you can
No,
actually,
it was never performance.
if it's bad, if it's not bad behavior or this thing, then you can tell the truth now.
So, which is what happens to me. For the first one, I don't need to talk about it because it was so short. But that second one, because it was a long time, he told them the story that the company left Nigeria. Stuff happened, and it happens.
If it was performance, how would you have framed it?
Dude, it's never been performance. So
No, but
I have no point of
will
reference.
you advise people to tell the truth still? Like, I used to faff.
No. See, it's like sales. You are a salesman.
Yeah.
Every interview is you selling yourself.
Yeah.
So we're not saying go out there to outright lie, but you put the best foot forward. I won't lie. You come up with
So
something.
what's big grammar for performance? You say so at a point in time, the expectations of the company and what I was bringing to the table were not aligned. Abi, how will you say it with big grammar?
You can say it. I don't know. I really don't know, to be honest. But as you were talking, I remembered one of the companies that I worked for. This one, they didn't let me go. Me, I left.
Yeah.
And me, anytime people ask, why did you spend so short there? I keep saying that their value system.
Yeah.
I was not aligned to their value system. So
that's
that's
because you worked for 1 month or 2 months.
Very short. Very short. It's more than that, but very short. That I was not aligned to the value system. And when I go into it, by the time I mention the company during the interview, they're like, okay, I get you. So, in fact, in that scenario, it's props for me because I'm able to take a stand and say, you know what, I'm not going to stand for this.
Yeah.
I don't align with your value system, and it adds to my packaging, for lack of a better word.
Okay. I think we should be wrapping up by now, but there's a question. Okay.
The one. So, from your experience and your opinion as a leader now, what do you think companies should do in a case where they have to let people go and it's out of their hands, but they just have to do it?
So, unfortunately, I've also been on the side of having to, do the do. But I think I was lucky because the signs were there too. Even from when I joined the company, the signs were there that, like you described, going through different phases. There had been series. So some will go, some will survive. Some will go, some will survive. So everybody was already on edge. But I think the important thing is how you go about it. Empathy. Because you need to put yourself in the person's shoe. The one I had to do, all of them were married men with children, families. So you can imagine. So me, I was even first saying, no. But I was thinking of other options that, let's shut down the office so that we can, the office rent instead of, tried everything. But,
It was out of your hands.
It was out of my hands. Yeah. So what I had to do, because they did it from global, which was that's a different fight and another topic for another day. I had to start calling all of them one by one, encourage them. Me, I didn't know my own was coming. Encourage them. Then more importantly, I had to show them that I'm behind you. So on LinkedIn, if I just see anything remotely close to their role, tag them, send it to them, do everything. So they feel gingered, like, okay. But it's now difficult to say if they see that as the company or as me as a person. That's the difference. They might see me as, he's representing the company, or this guy is just a good guy on his own, just trying to help.
I think it's similar for me, it's one of the most difficult conversations to have, especially when it's out of your hands. it's such a difficult, sad conversation to have.
As a side, let me quickly just give you
Yeah.
this thing. So when I was doing my IT in Unilag, I did it in LASU, and my job was phlebotomy. So basically, I used to do.
Oh, that's when you're a microbiology guy.
I don't know why you can never know what I read, but I'll leave it. I read cell biology and genetics.
Jeez.
I'm a geneticist. Anyway,
no.
so
Are you still a geneticist?
in a way, yes.
You have the knowledge.
I know sometimes I use some of the buzzwords to show off. So anyway, I used to do the blood samples, take it from pregnant women. We were prevention of mother to child transmission. Take it from them, run the test. On an average day, all of them will be free, no HIV, nothing. So this thing I are talking about leadership and firing people and not wanting to be the one. The day that I have maybe 1 or 2 HIV positive,
How?
I used to report to like a unit head that used to report to the manager of our department. So once I go and tell my unit head that there are 2 positives, so she will just say she'll take away the results. The women will be outside there. She and I will just dump the results in the manager's office and run away. Because
dude,
you don't want to be
hard.
there. You don't want
hard.
to be there seeing the conversation.
That's hard.
And that was then when there was still stigma around HIV, there was no ARV and everything. And I remember one woman, as she told her like this, she started shouting, cursing her husband, that they told her, oh, this. Anyway, I digress. So that kind of scenario, as we give her the results like this, we just used to run away. When we now come back, we now ask her, how did it go? So I can totally understand that nobody wants to be the one to do that.
No, I empathize with doctors or any leader that has to go through that. I think with that,
Final words.
I think in line with my book, Prepare to Lose Your Job.
Are you marketing your book?
I'm not marketing.
Please don't try that.
But
don't give consent.
But I think it is very important, especially now in this age of technology advancing at a rate that we can't even understand, artificial intelligence and all that. You need to prepare to lose your job. For me, that's how I look at it. That you need to. I'm not saying, oh, they're going to sack me, but how do you upgrade yourself? How
savings and some initiatives,
investments, whatever. How do you upgrade yourself to the extent that no matter what comes in, because no matter what, as long as you're an employee, you're going to leave. It's either you retire, you stay long, you retire, you resign,
or they sack
you. So you need to prepare to lose your job.
Yeah. Fantastic. From my end, and this is not me holding brief for any organization, I think one of the things I've enjoyed the most is not burning bridges. I can't emphasize it enough.
So important.
Because of the younger generation.
So important.
You do not need to burn bridges. And it has helped me a lot. Like, I don't think there's any place I've worked, even the ones that they told me to go, that I can't go back to the office and say, hey, I need this. So, like one of the comments, it's important to know that for some of these companies, it's just business. It is nothing personal. It is just business. In fact, the most recent one that happened to me, the call did not last 7 minutes. We got on immediately. We were just and I was telling them I understand. Yes, the US government thing has happened. Blah blah. I totally know where you are coming from. I knew it was not. There was no sentiment or emotion. It was just they did what they had to do. And they had tried. So people should always know, yes, you'll be angry, you'll be bitter and all of that. It's part of the process. You say, but why me? Just always know that there's no need to get so angry as start saying rubbish.
Stuff happen. Stuff happen.
Sorry, I had one colleague a while ago, like she lost, like she.
Are you serious?
I had to block her on WhatsApp, I kid you not. So she now became an active enemy of the organization, always looking for the downfall.
That's a bad sign.
She will start googling bad news about the company and she'll be sharing it. I don't hate them.
When you were talking about burning bridges and all that, I just remember this my first time that my MD, he actually commented on a LinkedIn post this week.
Which MD?
when I lost my job the first time.
Oh, the first. Okay, okay.
That MD, I just forgot. I just remembered. As in, so you can't bomb bridges.
You can't burn bridges.
It's so important. In fact, one of the companies I left after what? After 2-3 years. Maybe I went back.
True.
I went back.
True.
And even when I left the second time, there was an opportunity that I came back, and I had the opportunity to go back the third time.
For me, another opportunity was the HR of somewhere. Although that one I left to, but it was the HR person of that place that actually brought it to me on a platter that I like you, a good guy, take.
And
so anyway, that's the summary of don't burn bridges.
Keep your relationships.
Keep your relationships. That's actually topic for another.
I think that's going to be next topic.
Yeah, possibly. Okay.
So with that, we say have a fabulous one. Cheers.